Good evening. Let's get straight to the news. The high decibel campaign in Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh will end today in about an hour. In the last 3 months, we saw Prime Minister Narendra Modi holding at least 14 rallies in Madhya Pradesh. Home Minister Amit Shah addressed 24 public rallies in the state, an equal number in Chhattisgarh. Both Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi travelled extensively in the state. Today, Home Minister Amit Shah, UP CM Yogi Adityanath and Congress leader Rahul Gandhi were in Chhattisgarh addressing public rallies.
भाई और बहनों, भाजपा ने 12,000 की घोषणा कर दी। भूपेश कक्का को मालूम है कि वो आने वाले नहीं है, तो उन्होंने कहा हम 12,000 नहीं कुछ ज्यादा दे देंगे। मगर भूपेश कक्का, जिनकी खुद की कुछ गारंटी न हो, इसकी गारंटी को भला कौन मानेगा? मानेगा क्या? जोर से बोलो, मानेगा क्या? भारतीय जनता पार्टी का घोषणा पत्र का एक एक शब्द प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी की गारंटी है। नरेंद्र मोदी की गारंटी, उसका पूरा करने का काम भारतीय जनता पार्टी करेगी।
जब ओबीसी को हक देने की बात आई, जब जाति जनगणना की बात आई, तो नरेंद्र मोदी जी कहते हैं हिंदुस्तान में कोई जाति नहीं है, सिर्फ गरीब है। और जब चुनाव जीतने की बात आती है तो 24 घंटा नरेंद्र मोदी ओबीसी है, ओबीसी है, ओबीसी है। क्यों? क्योंकि वो ओबीसी को देश में भागीदारी नहीं देना चाहते। सीधी सी बात।
कार्यकर्ताओं को इस बात का संकल्प लेना है कि कांग्रेस के दुष्प्रचार को इस चुनाव में ध्वस्त करते हुए एक एक कार्यकर्ता को, एक एक परिवार, एक एक नागरिक तक पहुंचना है, इस निवेदन के साथ कि वो भाजपा की सरकार प्रदेश में बनाए और संतोष जी को इस क्षेत्र से जिताएं।
मैंने सुना है यहाँ पे आप ही के क्षेत्र में तमाम निर्दोष लोगों पर फर्जी केस लगा के जेल में डाल देते हैं, है? देखिए, मैंने पहले ही कहा, मजाक में कहा, लेकिन मैंने कहा कि गृह मंत्री हैं यहाँ के जो प्रतिनिधि हैं, गृह मंत्री हैं, इनका काम क्या है? इनका काम है कानून को लागू कराना, मतलब जनता को सुरक्षित रखना। और किसकी सुरक्षा कर रहे हैं? यहाँ के गुंडे, यहाँ के माफिया, इनको किसका संरक्षण मिलता है? जब आप परेशान होते हैं, आपकी कोई समस्या उठती है, तो आप जा पाते हैं इनके पास, अपना काम करा पाते हैं?
So those were the big statements made by big leaders in the campaign in the last 2 months. I have my colleague Amitabh Tiwari joining us from Bhopal. Amitabh, this election is being seen as a semi-final to the 2024 Lok Sabha polls, and in this campaign we saw many interesting statements from Murkhon Ka Sardar to Kapde Faad Rajniti to even Hamas and Ram Temple being entering the campaign, and we also saw the Congress's focus on caste census increasing. What, according to you, would be the best highlights of this campaign?
Yes, Vasudha, the high decibel level campaign of both the parties, BJP and the Congress, will end today, and we are just outside the media center of BJP here in Bhopal, and it will tell you that now the students are busy in preparing for the exams. And first, I think we should talk about the campaign a bit, because again, Shivraj Singh Chouhan topped this list with more than 160 rallies and road shows. Can you imagine? 10 to 12 rallies and road show per day on an average, followed by the PCC chief and Chief Minister Kamal Nath, around 114 rallies and road shows. Prime Minister also held a massive road show in Indore yesterday, and day before yesterday Rahul Gandhi in Bhopal. So Prime Minister also addressed around 15 rallies in Madhya Pradesh. But as you said, likewise the Prime Minister himself sharpened the attack on Congress and because they did a massive tribal outreach. So basically they have said that, Congress has always cheated tribals in Madhya Pradesh, because remember Madhya Pradesh is the largest, we have the largest tribal chunk in India of tribals. And then the Congress maintained that their government was toppled by purchasing the MLAs of the Congress, and they also sharpened the attack on Jyotiraditya Scindia, because it was, Jyotiraditya Scindia and his loyalists left the party, and that's why Kamalnath government fell. So basically both the parties targeted each other, saying, in par bharosa mat kijiye, inhone hamari sarkar ko giraya, things like that.
Right. Thank you, Anurag, for joining us with those details. So we also have Amitabh Tiwari, political analyst, joining us. Amitabh, this campaign also saw the biggest promise of 2024, free ration by the centre to the poor till 2028. And we saw the BJP being focused completely on projecting a collective leadership, reducing internal fault lines, while the Congress was relying on faces like Bhupesh Baghel and Kamalnath. And the Congress is also talking about implementation of PESA and forest rights and caste census. How do you see this campaign, reaching out to people? Will people choose the BJP over the Congress, or collective leadership over a strong leader, or vice versa? What do you see? How do you see this, sir?
See, in terms of strategy, both the parties have flipped their strategy, as you've mentioned. So a party which used to bank on a presidential style election like the BJP is now talking about combined leadership. Whereas Congress has defeated BJP from 2014 to 19, if you see the states, in none of the states Congress had declared their CM face. And Congress has now moved to a presidential style election. So this is a change of strategy, and we'll need to see whether which party's strategy is working on the ground. That's number one. In terms of the main focus of both the parties, BJP realizes that economy is a pain point, because if you see across surveys, unemployment, price rise, and poverty are the top three issues. Now, to negate or neutralize these, one of the schemes which is fairly popular and fairly betterly implemented in that sense is the free ration scheme. So the free ration scheme has been extended up to the next 5 years, and that benefits almost 80 crore people at the national level. So that helps the BJP in tapping its Labharti vote bank and neutralizing some of the economic distress after COVID. See, while people realize and accept the fact that the incomes have fallen, they perhaps don't realize that with these schemes, the expenses of the poor people have also declined.
Right.
So that sort of neutralizes this.
Right.
And then talking about the tribal rights, the Congress is trying to woo the tribals, because in MP and Chhattisgarh, 47 and 29 seats are ST reserved seats. The Congress won 30 and 26. PESA, Jal Jangal Jameen, atrocities against SCs, STs, these are the focus points. On caste census also the party has focused a lot, but I think on the caste census point, I don't see it working on the ground, because the party has not promised or not implemented what they are promising in their ticket distribution list. The number of OBC candidates which they have announced is fairly abysmal compared to the Jitni Abadi Utna Hak slogan. So that, I think, is not working, and we'll have to see who emerges a champion of this.
That's a very important point. We also have Abhilash Khandekar, who is a senior journalist with the Lokmat Media Group. Mr. Khandekar, when you look at Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, both states actually lag much behind the national per capita income. But when you look at the welfare schemes, they all seem to be looking at instant gratification of voters. So is neither of the political party actually bothered about fiscal management? Is it not something that they are concerned about?
What you are saying is right, because when they talk about only fiscal management, they have also not charted out their clear major plan for development of the states, whether it is Chhattisgarh or Madhya Pradesh, in the next 5 years. Because in both states, actually in Madhya Pradesh, the BJP has been around for last 20 years, barring that 15 months. So their manifesto was, while they are backing upon Modi's guarantee, the first point in their manifesto again talks about सब गरीब परिवार को मुफ्त राशन और रियायती दर पर दाल सरसों का तेल चीनी एमएसपी के साथ बोनस 2,700 क्विंटल प्रति क्विंटल गेहूं और 3,100 प्रति. So the point I am trying to make is that instead of taking the state out of the morass of backwardness, the leaders are again falling back on the on moving the votes through subsidies and freebies. So in the Abrutkal Showcase, that we expected Shivraj Singh Chouhan of Congress to take the state to a level where Maharashtra or Tamil Nadu or other states are doing. So we continue to feel in Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, they are still the Vimaru states, and the leaders are again going out of their way to empty the state exchequer, and on the basis of the state exchequer's money, they are buying votes before the elections. So whatever is being said by Congress in the sense of caste census has been started, or the correctness has been disturbed by the Bihar Chief Minister. In Madhya Pradesh, there is no such a declaration by any party so far. Of course, Rahul Gandhi has been saying that within 2 hours, of course, he said it in Bastar, that within 2 hours of Congress coming back to power, we will declare the caste census. But apart from caste census, the focus seems to be in Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh is on Modi, and the state leadership of BJP is far behind. And in Congress, Madhya Pradesh has relied mainly on Kamal Nath and Bhupesh Singh, both are aging leaders.
Right.
But on the ground, we see that BJP is fighting a battle with the back to the wall.
Right. Mr. Tiwari, that's something that I wanted to talk to you also about. So the BJP campaign, like Mr. Khandekar was also pointing out, is largely driven by the central leadership of the party, whereas, of course, the party is optimizing its use of the PM's popularity, and understandably so, because these states really voted for the PM in the Lok Sabha elections. Now, the Congress, on the contrary, is driven by regional leaders, hyper-local factors, like what we saw in Karnataka. How are people looking at the contradictions in the two campaigns?
So see, if you see BJP's campaign from 2014 to 2023 in the Modi era, wherever the party has been in opposition, it has never declared a CM face, except for Delhi 2015 and Assam 2016. So in continuation of its strategy, which has worked in the past, because out of 14 elections where the BJP was in contention and excluding the northeastern states, the BJP has won 8 and lost 6. So by positioning Narendra Modi as the super CM sort of, the party has been seeking votes and promising to the voters that Narendra Modi will appoint a custodian who will run the double engine sarkar. So this has worked for BJP in opposition ruled states. So that's why there is no CM phase in Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh and Telangana. Now we come to Madhya Pradesh. In Madhya Pradesh, normally where the party has CMs, the CM is believed to be the CM face. I mean, this strategy of saying that he is not the CM face doesn't normally work. And we have seen this in ratings also, that Shivraj is still popular and he is leading the charts. In Madhya Pradesh, I would say it has gone for a cocktail sort of a strategy, wherein it has also put the local candidate in the focus. 3 months before the poll dates were announced, it announced candidates. That's number one. The CM is also in focus, sort of, because they have not announced him, but he has done 160 rallies, as you mentioned. And then there is the Prime Minister also, who is seeking votes in his name, trying to lure the undecided or the neutral or the swing voters or the voters in the rural areas and in the urban areas. 3.2% of people voted in the name of Narendra Modi in 2018. That looks like a small number, but in an election where the vote share gap itself was 0.1%, that's a huge number in itself. So it's a mixture of all the three, the local candidates, CM face and PM face.
Right, Mr. Tiwari.
Working on MP.
Yes, thank you so much for making that point. Thank you, Mr. Tiwari, and thank you, Mr. Khandekar, for joining us.